Hello, my name is Stephen McGinnis, and if you've ever visited my YouTube channel before, you've noticed that I normally post episodes of old TV shows, music videos, things like that. Well, this time I'm doing something different. I've made a video of myself to talk about an issue I've been pursuing for several months now. It involves Volkswagen's Golf. Now, as you've probably heard if you follow news from the automotive world, Volkswagen introduced the 8th generation of its Golf hatchback in Wolfsburg to great fanfare on October 24, 2019. The Golf is the best-selling car in the world, but because it's a hatchback, it's not even the best-selling Volkswagen in America. Nevertheless, it is an iconic car. It's a small, practical car with ample room for 5 passengers and a good deal of room in its cargo bay in the rear. And it's also known for performing and handling as well as many sports cars. And of course, the high performance variants, the Golf GTI and the Golf R, are even more powerful with stronger engines and stiffer suspensions. And the Golf R, of course, is all-wheel drive. And they're responsible for a good deal of the Golf's iconic status. Well, here's the thing. Volkswagen of America is seriously considering dropping the base Golf from its lineup and offering only the GTI and the Golf R when the 8th generation arrives. Canada is expected to get the base version of the 8th generation Golf as well as the GTI and the R, but the United States might not. And I'm very upset about this because I'm the owner of a base Golf. I have a 2012 6th generation model, and it's been a wonderful car. It performs well, it handles like a dream, it's very fun to drive, it has a very responsive 2.5 liter 5-cylinder engine, and the car I had before that was a 2000 4th generation model, which was just as fun to drive, and its 2-liter 115 horsepower 4-cylinder engine was just as good, just as responsive. I admit that I've had a few quality issues with both cars. Volkswagen's quality, admittedly, isn't as good as it was when it made the original Beetle, but I never regretted buying either car. But here's the thing. If Volkswagen of America sells only the GTI and R variants of the upcoming 8th generation model, and if I need a new car anytime soon, which I might, we all need a new car eventually, I probably won't be able to get another Golf, because if they're only going to sell the GTI and the R, I don't know if I can afford a GTI, and I definitely can't afford an R. Now, if the base 8th generation Golf does get to America, it will probably sell for about $25,000, $26,000. I suppose I could swing that. The Golf GTI would be closer to $30,000. I don't think I can swing that. And the R would be something like $40,000 to $45,000. I know I can't swing that. I could be completely priced out if the base model isn't sold here. And to be honest, the base Golf might be a little too pricey, especially with all the high-tech features they're putting to it, but I could probably swing it. But the performance variants, I don't think so. And I don't like the idea of walking into a Volkswagen dealership and finding only the Golf GTI and the Golf R and having to settle for a Jetta. Now, the Jetta is a nice car. It's a decent performer. But it's not as nice as the Golf. It doesn't handle as well, and its 3-box trunk sedan design means that it's not as agile as the Golf. The Golf is more European, and the Jetta was designed largely for American tastes. Now, Volkswagen says it might discontinue the base Golf because more Americans are gravitating towards SUVs, or as I call them, monster wagons. And I really hate SUVs. I've never liked any SUV that was ever offered for sale. I don't even like the Atlas or the Tiguan. And I'm really upset that Volkswagen seems to be concentrating more on the Atlas and the Tiguan than on regular cars. Now, Volkswagen of America has promised that it'll continue to sell the Jetta and the Passat, fine, but I have a Golf, and I'd like my next new car to be a Golf, a base Golf, because a base Golf is really all I need. I don't need the extra performance of the GTI, and I don't need the 4-wheel drive in the R. And I'm very upset about this. Well, in the past several months, I've written to Volkswagen of America CEO Scott Keogh three times, urging him to keep the base Golf in the US lineup when the 8th generation arrives. And I've also written to his chief operating officer, Johan, who had Megan Closet, who handles the Golf line for Volkswagen America, write back to me, and she sympathizes with me. She's promised to keep fighting to make sure that the base model is still in the US lineup when the 8th generation Golf arrives, but she can't promise anything. So here's the deal. If you're like me, if you appreciate the Golf hatchback for its agility, its versatility, and its practicality, if you want a Golf but don't feel you need a GTI or a Golf R, then you should contact Volkswagen of America. Write them, email them, telephone them, any way you can contact them, and let them know that you want the base 8th generation Golf available in the United States. And the contact information for Volkswagen of America is included in the description of this video. I've also started a blog, mk8golf at blogspot.com, in which I discuss the car, I go over its features, and of course I keep pushing for the Golf to be sold in base form when the 8th generation arrives. I obviously can't convince Volkswagen of America all by myself to keep the base Golf in its lineup when the 8th generation gets here, and that's why I need you. Those of you who agree that the base Golf is an important car for Volkswagen and it should be offered in the US, I need you to also contact Volkswagen of America and let them know that you want this car to continue in the US lineup. At the end of this video, you'll see a picture of the 8th generation Golf, and personally I like the styling. I think it harkens back to the original Golf's design. That, of course, was the car we called the Rabbit in America. The original car was designed by Giorgetto Giugiaro in the folded origami style. The current Golf, the new one, the 8th generation car, has similar styling, the same kind of creases in the sheet metal, the same low stance. I think it looks very handsome. Many people don't seem to agree with me. I don't know why, but I like it. I think it's really nice. I think it will do very well if it's offered in base form in this country. When the 7th generation Golf came out in 2015, Volkswagen of America sold 15,000 copies. Currently, the 7th generation Golf sells about 5,000 or 6,000. That's probably because of model fatigue. It's been around for so long. People probably got tired of it. But if VW offers the 8th generation Golf in base form, you'll see those sales numbers start to tick up again, because this is a really nice car. Alright? So, as you can tell, this video is sort of off the cuff. But I hope, if you're like me, you want to see the base Golf continue to be offered in this country. I hope you will contact Volkswagen of America, write to Scott Keogh, write to Johan, Nysschen, and let them know that you want this car to be in the US lineup. So I pretty much said all I want to say, and I'll stop here. And like I said, at the end of this video, you can get a look at the car for yourself. Thanks for listening. Bye.